just want to highlight the fact that there is a lot that we found is already being done, but we see that the benefits or the achievements were unequal. And we've seen that stunting, for example, and we've done significantly well, but then we see all these inequalities across places. But we see the reasons why, because we are seeing improvements in some areas and we are not seeing improvement in other areas. And that's the picture that we wanted to paint in terms of what do we know about the problem. This one here is showing us the relationships across the various stakeholders, and we see it's quite busy. There's a lot of interactions that are going on, and this map is showing a combination of all the stakeholders that are working for both anemia and stunting. And we find that there are some agencies, if you look closely, the green ones are the government agencies. They sort of play a central role and coordinate with or interact with other agencies. So there are private partners, there are UN agencies, there are donor agencies, research and academia, civil society, all involved in this role. We're able to tease out specifically who is working in stunting, and this is useful information to help us to be able to know what are the capacities across the various stakeholders and what are they providing. We have additional maps that actually tease out this relationship. Is it a financial relationship? And you see all these busy little text here showing FS is showing financial support. And then there is also advocacy, so you can tell that WHO is giving advocacy to NDPC. And then there is others that have to do with command. So there's a higher authority that then gives direction to those below it to be able to implement something. All this is quite meaningful in helping us to be able to figure out if we want to scale up a particular intervention, who already is working with who? How can we leverage that? Okay. But within that, we also try to find out what is the influence level. And I think this is very important in the sense that it gives us an idea of who are the key players. And if you look to the right side of this, we see that there are a few who are really considered by the stakeholders that we engage with as the most influential, which also means that they are carrying probably a big part of the burden when it comes to moving and shaking the landscape. And it gives you a sense of who to focus on for certain things and then who to focus on for other things. But that was also very useful to be able to pick up that kind of data. Then we also looked at the existing data to say, okay, we've seen these trends, but which of them really are realistic relationships? So we did this regression analysis to determine what contributes to, or what factors contributed to the change in stunting. And we found that the DHS doesn't collect all the information that we need. It collects what we usually are able to afford. And so almost about half of the variance is not explained by the data that is available. But for what is available, we see that having a household bed net is really a big contributor to stunting development. And it accounts for almost half of that variance if you take out the unexplained. Attending antenatal visits at least 4 times, which is the basic requirement, is important. Also having household assets, which gives an idea of household wealth in a way, is also quite important. So these 3 are quite important, but we also see ensuring that you have adequate birth interval before you give birth to the next child is also very important. And then there is maternal height. So if a mother is short, she's likely to have a stunted child. And so increasing the height of mothers over time actually contributes to reducing the risk of stunting. Then we looked at it for anemia. Again, we see a big part of it is unexplained. But when we take that out, we see that a household that has a better wealth status is contributing to improved and reduced risk of anemia. Again, antenatal visits is an important indicator, maternal education, and being fully immunized. I hope you see that this is giving us a sense of what are the things we should be investing our resources and our time